this balcony of stars, beyond the searchlight stage where we become the stuff of time amid the waves, whose nets are cast along the shore when day is done. As the seabird flies above, my songs are sung to those I've come to love, the petals strung into the lace, the flowering of days I've just begun. A second chance to grasp a dance beneath the last ray setting of the sun. Tears along the trail of sand, footprints in the water, lead me back to who I am. Where gods and goddesses decree, the mountains raised up from beneath the seas, the sound of sovereign thrones above the hand-tied bureaucrat who moans. This crazy love amazes me as I just gaze into your eyes. The liquid sun is spilt upon the sea. I wanna be where I can see the moon arise. A second chance to grasp a dance before the moment fades to summarize. Tears along the trail of sand, footprints in the water, lead me back to who I am. Stretch of sand, reduced to just a woman and a man, bathed in the lunar light, the likes of which I might just understand. Among the myths I know are real, the goddess disguised as herself revealed. I sang her song out loud, she set herself beside me in the crowd. A second chance to grasp a dance into the moment that she would allow. Tears along the trail of sand, footprints in the water, lead me back to who I am.
Raggedy, raggedy are we, just as raggedy can be. We don't get nothing for our labor, so raggedy, raggedy are we. Lee called it a zipper song because you could change one word and you had a whole new verse. Zip another word in. Homeless, homeless are we, just as homeless can be. We don't get nothing for our labor, so homeless, homeless are we. They say landless, or shoeless, hogless, cowless. But always Lee said you had to end with a verse. Union, union are we, just as union can be. We're gonna get something for our labor, for union are we. Lee Hayes, along with Woody Guthrie and Mill Lampell and the Sis Cunningham and a batch of others, and me, we made up a group called the Almanac Singers before World War II. Then it was Woody used to say it was the only group he ever knew that rehearsed on the stage. After the war, Lee and I and Ronnie Gilbert and Fred Hellman put together a group called the Weavers, and we made some records, and then I guess you know what happened. we had to take a sabbatical, and it turned into a Mondacle and a Tuesdacle, as Lee said. Lee started working with Alan Arkin, the actor, a group called the Babysitters. They made some of the world's best children's records for Vanguard. Then the last few years, he was battling diabetes. Just a couple months ago, he wakes up and dashes off a letter to my wife, who is like Lee, loved to garden. And he said, I don't know where the poop these ideas come from. The older I get, the more interesting my mind seems to be. I don't agree with it always, but it gets more interesting.
One of these days, about 12 o'clock, this whole world gonna reel and rock. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you bawl. Oh, Mary, don't weep, don't you bawl. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't weep. Seeing as how you cats don't have to do much, you know what you gotta watch out for the Great Lakes, though. They're going down into the Gulf of Mexico. It could be a drag if you're kind of, in the way. What? I don't know if it'll help, man, but you might start singing this song. If I could, I surely would stand on the rock that Moses stood. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Whoa, Mary, don't weep. Whoa, Mary, don't you weep, don't you bawl. Whoa, Mary, don't you weep, don't you bawl. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Whoa, Mary, don't weep. One of these days, about 10:30, the whole wide world gonna start again. You know that the army got drowned. Whoa, Mary, don't weep. Whoa, Mary, don't you weep, don't you bawl. Whoa, Mary, I wanna hop on the last train in the station. Won't need to get yourself prepared. When you're on that last train for glory, you'll know you're reasonably there. Maybe you ain't walked on any highway. You've just been flying in the air. But if you're on that last train to glory, you know you must have paid your fare. In the jailhouse, maybe you are hungry and poor. Maybe your ticket on the last train to glory is the stranger who is sleeping on your floor. I ain't a man of constant sorrow. I ain't seen trouble all day long. We are only passengers on the last train to glory that will soon be long, long gone. I wanna hop on the last train in the station. Won't need to get yourself prepared. When you're on that last train to glory, you'll know you're reasonably there. I remember when the generation gap was a big thing, you know. And this is one of the oldest songs I could find about it. It's called Mother, the Queen of My Heart. I had a home down in Texas, down where the bluebonnet grew. I had the kindest old mother. How happy we were, just we two. And one day the angels called her, said death we'd all have to pay. She called me close to her bedside, these last few words to say. Son, don't start drinking and gambling. Promise you'll always go straight. Now 10 years have passed since that parting. That promise I broke by mistake. I started in gambling for pastime. At last I was just like them all. I bet my clothes and my money, not dreaming that I'd ever fall. One night I bet all my money, nothing was left to be seen. And all that I needed to beat them was one card, and that was a queen. The cards were dealt all round the table. Each one took a card in the draw, and I drew the one that would beat them. I turned it and here's what I saw. I saw my mother's picture, and somehow she seemed to say, son, you have broken your promise. So I tossed the cards all away. My winnings I gave to the newsboy. I knew I was wrong from the start, and I'd never forget my promise to my mother, the queen of my heart. I did odelay, dee-do-lo, dee-do-lo-lay, dee. Some changing round, baby, you've done turned me down. Trifle on meets the old last time. When I come home at night, why you always start a fight? Gonna leave you at ease, this troubled mind of mine. Now, baby, I want you to know you left your motor running slow. I got off and got on a faster line. Got me a baby that's got some dough. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Gonna leave you at ease this troubled mind of mine. There's no need to talk to you, cause you know that we are through. I can find a better place to spend my time. Now if I stay out and let you know I'm swinging on another gate, gonna leave you at ease this troubled mind of mine. Your expense, gonna leave you at ease this troubled mind of mine. There's no need to talk to you, cause you know that we are through. I can find a better place to spend my time. So if I stay out and let you know I'm swinging on another gate, gonna leave you at ease this troubled mind of mine. Come up when the winds will stop, and the breeze will cease to be a breather, like the stillness in the wind before the hurricane begins. The hour when the ship comes in, then the sea will split and the ships will hit, and the shoreline sands will be shaking, and the tide will sound, and the waves will pound, and the morning will be
seagulls will be a-smiling, and the rocks on the sand will proudly stand the hour that the ship comes in. And the words that are used for to get the ship confused will not be understood as they're spoken. Oh, the chains of the sea will have busted in the night and be buried at the bottom of the ocean. This song will lift as the mainsail shifts and the boat drifts out to the shoreline, and the sun will respect every face on the deck the hour that the ship comes in. And the sands will roll out a carpet of gold for your weary toes to be touching. And the ship's wise men will remind you once again that the whole wide world is watching. The fools will rise with the sleep still in their eyes, and they'll jerk from their beds and think they're dreaming. They'll pinch themselves and squeal, and they'll know that it's for real the hour when the ship comes in. And then they'll raise their hands saying, we'll meet all your demands, and we'll shout from the bow, your days are numbered. And like Pharaoh's triumph, they'll be drowned in the time. Like Goliath, they'll be conquered.
If all the doors were closed in heaven, where would all the angels go? Would they just fly around forever? Or would they come down here below? If the pearly gates were closed this morning, would there be angels here tonight? And would they live their lives among us, share the darkness with their light? If all the doors were closed in heaven, they'd have to close the road to hell. We'd all be stuck here with each other. There would be nowhere else to dwell. If the pearly gates were closed this morning, and everyone there had to leave, and death was nothing but a moment beyond the breaths you took to breathe. all the doors were closed in heaven, would there be angels here tonight? Would they live their lives among us and share the darkness with their light? If all the doors were closed in heaven, who would dare abuse a child? Or let a little kid go hungry? Or not return a simple smile? If the pearly gates were closed this morning and the host of heaven was on the street, I wonder if they'd look much different from the likes of you and me. So I hope they close the doors to heaven, and all the angels up above come and build a home among us. Remind us what it means to love. If the pearly gates were closed this morning, would there be angels here tonight? And would they live their lives among us and share the darkness with their light?
Was no one's fault last night that I looked up and felt the light. Here's hoping you understand. I wanna feel like a natural man. Get up early in the morning to do what I can. You can't help no one with money if you can't with your hands. And you got to be there, brothers, yes you do. If the world is turning under you, ain't no good to sit around, bring it up or down. You got to be there, brothers, yes you do. Something ought to move you more than a pen. You don't need no school of knowledge, you got something else to lend. All the people in the world could make it better again. And it ain't easy, yes I know. It's a hard, rugged road. Don't be swindled, don't be fooled, just be honest and stay cool. 'Cause you got to be there, brothers, yes you do. If the world is turning under you, ain't no good to sit around, bring it up or down. You got to be there, brothers, yes you do.
we, just as homeless can be. We don't get nothing for our labor, so homeless are we. They say landless, or shoeless, hogless, cowless. But always Lee said you had to end with a verse. Union are we, just as union can be. We're gonna get something for our labor, for union are we. Lee Hayes, along with Woody Guthrie and Mill Lampell and the Sis Cunningham and a batch of others, and me, we made up a group called the Almanac Singers before World War II. Then it was Woody used to say it was the only group he ever knew that rehearsed on the stage. After the war, Lee and I and Ronnie Gilbert and Fred Hellman put together a group